Welcome to our hometown Christmas blessing. We'll hear Christmas songs by the Battleground Community Band, the Slide Again, I'll let you guess which instrument that is, and Lewis River Dixie. We're starting with some Dixieland songs. I have to say, this is probably the biggest audience I've ever seen here. Nice and good. I know we ran out of programs, and I'm sorry about that. I do want to thank Jeff Kennedy for putting those together. And we were going to get started with God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, which, and the history of this hymn is a little unclear, but it was very famous back in the day because in a little book called A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, the choir stood outside the office and sang this song. Scrooge was not very happy about that. I hope we have no Scrooges here tonight. Jazz group, and that's a medley. A whole bunch of songs run together. Concert bands, orchestras do that all the time, but in jazz we almost never do. But tonight we are. We're going to hear a Christmas medley. Rudolph, Santa Claus is coming to town, let it snow, and then I've got my love to keep me warm. How many people know that song? How many people are alive? Okay, so it has nothing to do with Christmas. It does have something to do with winter, but Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, and dozens of others included this song on their Christmas albums. So we're going to include it here tonight too. So when you get to the fourth song, if it doesn't sound real, familiar, that's the one we're doing. Not fast and not a medley. And it's called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. finish up our part with a little song called Winter Wonderland. I think it's going to feature a lot of soloists. So here we go. Take it away, Barb. Since we all do double duty or even triple duty, there's going to be a slight pause while we get rearranged, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and the concert band will be next.
Thank you very much. I don't know if anyone made introductions or not, but Mr. Forrest Fisher, could you give him a hand for all his help? Thank you. We'd like to continue now with Christmas is Here, an interesting treatment of Carol of the Bells.
First we'll start with
I'd like to introduce Mr. Rick Bain. He'll be conducting O Holy Night.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Neil. Big crowd tonight. I love it. My name is Neil Huss. I play euphonium, which I know is kind of a weird instrument name, but it's the cello of the band. Honestly, it's the best instrument in my opinion. All of these folks may disagree, but it is the best. And we are going to play one of my favorites, which is kind of a jazzy piece. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. It's also my nickname. Give us some sax.
This is the Battleground Concert Band trombone section, and we're also known as slide area. So we're going to present several tunes for you, and the very first one is going to take us back some centuries past to the 1300s in southern France. And it was not premiered by trombones because there were no trombones then. There were no trombones until about 1450. So this is the way it might have sounded back in the day when the trombones, if the trombones were there, they would have sounded like this. Now we're going to move several centuries forward to the 1900s, and in the early 1900s in Italy, this piece originated, and it's called Jesu Bambino. In the center section, there will be a tune that is not Jesu Bambino, but I'm sure you will recognize it, and then we come back to the original melody. Montgomery Ward was the competitor for Sears, Roebuck and Company. And in 1939, a little story came out. It was called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And it was a success. But it was a while before we had any music for it. Well, it turns out that the author of that story had a relative who was Johnny Marks, a very famous songwriter, and he took that story and wrote this song for it that you all know as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. slide area.
Snuck up on it. All right. How about another hand for our wonderful video section? A premiere performance. The first of many, I hope. All right, so how many people here have seen a Christmas movie? Okay. How many have seen a Christmas movie that is not on the Hallmark Channel? Not as many hands. Okay, I get that. Well, this next selection, or group of selections, is directly from one of the most recent movies that I think has touched a lot of people's hearts. It's called The Polar Express.
The other day, my wife and I were talking, and she was getting after me. She says, "Don't you have your hearing aids in?" "Oh, yeah." I said, "Oh, they're the cheap kind." "Why is that?" "Because you can hear only every other word." When it gets near the end of the program, you know. Anyway, we like to have, and you can sing along any of the selections, you know the words and stuff, but the Christmas finale is what we like to do next. And we'll get her all warmed up here for hoping that our special guest will be arriving soon. 1, 2,
'Hello, hello! Ho, ho, ho! I'm so glad to be invited back. I need to wake you guys up a little bit though. So when I say Merry, you say Christmas. Merry? Christmas! Did they say it? Let's try it again. Merry? Christmas! I'll say jingle, you say bells. Jingle? Bells! Jingle? Bells! Merry Christmas and ho, ho, ho to you guys.
So be sure before you leave, there's a candy cane. You can pose up there in the lobby and have some pictures taken. So once again, we thank you all very much for coming out. And we hope you have a wonderful Merry Christmas. And good night to you all.